Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for joining us for another episode of African Youth Time Show. I am your host, Sangwa Pia Durchis. As you guys already know, I'm not alone on the presentation. Allow me to welcome my co-host, Mr. Melwin. Melwin.
Thank you, Sangwa.
How are you?
I'm fine, Sangwa. How are you?
Never been better.
Yes, I can see that you look good today, like very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Melwin, tonight, what are we talking about? And I want to give you the platform. I want to give you the right to start, introducing the guest of tonight.
So, as every Thursday, we are discussing a crucial and inspiring topic on Africa Youth Time TV show. And tonight we are discussing about Made in Africa. From potential to real consumption in Africa. So this is what we are going to discuss tonight. And we are pleased to welcome 4 guests tonight. And they respond to the name of Mr. Irakoze Cedric, who is a youth leader and digital information advocate. Mr. Bahazi René Bruce, who is a founder at Uninvest Club. Miss Kabasindi Chantal, who is a student leader at Kigali Independent University in charge of social affairs. Mr. Nshuti Eve, who is a student at Unilac, co-founder of Univest and founder of an edtech startup called Dream Truck. Good evening, you guys, and welcome.
How are you guys doing? What do you think about the topic? Are you excited? I hope you guys are excited, right? Because everyone keeps talking about, oh, made in Africa, made in Africa. And this is going to give me, the start up on my question. I want to start by asking you guys, without further ado, what do you think about made in Africa? When we talk about made in Africa, what do you think?
Personally, I think, first of all, good afternoon to you all.
Good evening. Yes,
good evening. My name is Kabasindi Chantal, a student leader at the Independent University of Kigali in charge of social affairs. So today's topic is crucial and I like it. Going back to your question, what is made in Africa? In my opinion, I think when they say like made in Africa, they're talking about, like they're referring to championing production, consumption, and making goods and services of Africans known. Yeah,
that's what made in Africa is to you.
Yeah,
okay, that's nice. What about you?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Cedric Lakoze. So when I talk about the made in Africa, it's not only the product, according to my perspective. I believe that made in Africa is also a product that is made by Africans with their pure heart, and even the services that are being introduced by Africans, and also innovations. So that's also included in made in Africa, which are created, designed, and even produced by Africa for Africa to the world. Thank you.
Okay.
So, good evening. My name is Bruce and I'm a student at Unilac. So when you say made in Africa, it always reflects, what always comes in my mind is a locally sourced and produced products and services which are being produced from land of Africa, from our own resources, then be exported to the world. So that's what comes in mind when you say made in Africa.
That's amazing, Bruce. So I'm going to proceed my question with, why do you think that African products in general are still struggling to be consumed by us Africans in general? Considering that so many people are promoting this made in Africa idea and they're producing it, but for some reason, the consumption of made in Africa is still low. Why do you guys think that's the case? Let me start with you, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Nshuti Eve. And coming to your question, the reason there's still struggle in consumption of African produced things, I see it in 3 problems mainly. Being cost, connectivity, and consistency. What I mean by those three is, with cost, due to problems of infrastructures, including electricity and road connections, plus consistency in production quality, because as producers make products or services and consumption or demand increase, they have to increase also the number of what they produce. Hence, requiring more raw materials or manpower. So if the consistency in standard is now the same, the consumption will decline at a certain level. So I think those three are the main problems that come with the Made in Africa currently.
Do you think that that's the reason why the consumption is still low compared to other imports? Why is that a reason you think that Made in Africa consumption is still low compared to other imports?
Yeah, they can be. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What about you guys?
Oh, thank you so much. On top of what my colleague has said, I believe that most of the major problem about this consumption is a mindset. So we as young generation, we grew up thinking that tasting or buying some these brands from outside of Africa shows success, shows you know, being rich, you know. But when we change this kind of mindset and start to view our Made in Africa as good quality, as a product that is really necessary for us, this consumption will go higher instead of continue to be low. And whether the product, whether the services, even these innovations, but if we change and shift this mindset from seeing this product from outside as a successful, as a good quality, or anything that's made them special, and start seeing our product as also special to the same level to this product from outside, this problem will also be solved from lower level to the higher level. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again. So for me, I would say this in terms of perceptions. So when you look at the way we consider the imported products, there was a long-standing perceptions of we truly believes that the imported products are good. So that's a perception which has been here for many years.
For a long time.
So that perception has influenced the way we think in terms of consuming products. So I don't see an issue in terms of consumptions. I would either say we highlight on this, I would either say that the problem is not only on the how production is made, also the how products are being presented. The way are being quite accessible to clients. You might see one of the biggest emerging or one of the good emerging local brands we have here. They are still quite struggling to be accessible to the consumers. Like let's say one fashion brand around here in Kigali, it's very nice, but when you reach out to Rubavu Musanze, you wouldn't find it there. So there is still a journey to go when it comes to this aspect.
Okay, like talking of the quality of the product from outside, don't you think those products, like, isn't it true that those products from outside are better quality than in Africa? Being fully objective, what do you think about it? Are they better quality or not? The question is open to you all.
Yes, I would say they are good indeed, but again, our products are also good. It's all about an issue I mentioned area of perception. We've been with this mindset of saying that the imported products are very good due to the way they are presented, due to the way they are quite accessible to us as end user consumer. So the shift is in the way how we present our Made in Africa products or services. It's not the issue of quality or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, my brother, for what you said. But for me, I believe that their quality is not higher than our quality, because the reason why most people think that imported product is really high quality, and it is because it is about the marketing. These people from outside of Africa, they do a lot of marketing on digital marketing, which comes in Africa and change our mind to start to see that their product is really high. But when you compare with our product is really rich. It is really high with good quality, because we do it with low materials. You will be surprised that most of the low or resources that these outside industries they are using, they bought it from Africa. So if for us Africa, we believe that these resources, without any fertilizers, without anything added in it, we are using them as raw resources, we believe that it will make also a good quality. So due to this influence of digital marketing, we are still thinking that their quality is higher than us, but actually when you check them, see my t-shirt now, this is also made in Rwanda.
Nice.
But when you check it, most of the people will say, I can't test it, it is low quality, but actually it is really good. It is really good. So the quality is high. The problem is mindset. The problem is what you see. It is because of advertisement. If you keep watching their advertisement, you will keep thinking that their quality is higher than our quality. But when you test, when you take a step and test African quality, you will be surprised. Our quality is really rich. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do you have something to say?
Yes, adding to what my colleagues have said, quality between made in Africa goods or products compared to others from outside the ones we import. Yes, we can say there is a gap, but that results from Africa is what we can call a transition, either in production, in skill set, and all the other requirements needed in producing things. Now, having that or being in that stage right now, we can't really compare, let's say, a 10th level generation corporate from Europe that has been producing or on the market for generations with African companies or startups like mine that has been here for a short period of time in terms of quality, and quality goes hand in hand with production, mass production. So that having been said, the quality is still improving with our products that we are making in Africa.
Coming back to your point,
Yes.
don't you think that that's like, how do you say it, condescending mentality? I'm not trying to sound like rude or anything, but when you think that other people's products are better than yours,
Yes.
if you're going to start something and then you're already thinking that other people's products are better than yours, how are you going to build on that? How can you build on that?
Thank you. What I was saying is not just saying that their products are good. We're talking about quality.
Okay.
Quality comes from production. And experience matters in production, hence the quality. So what I'm saying is comparing industries or production plants here, we are still learning. We are still developing. And the ones that we are importing have been doing it for many years.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is there is still that gap or a catch-up thing that we need to do. But it's easy now because industrialization has changed. The introduction of AI and IoT and automated manufacturing is making things easier now, helping production being done in Africa, improving either standard-wise, helping the quality.
Okay, what do you think, madam?
Well, I think the reasons why Africans are still struggling to widen, like, I think why Africans, made in Africa products are still struggling to be widely consumed, it is because of colonial legacy. Well, here in colonial legacy, as Africans, you know our history. Most African countries were colonized by the whites or by the foreigners. So the colonial trade structure made Africans believe that imported goods are superior. It is something that up to now we Africans still follow. Even when we have our own products, we still think that foreign goods, especially from continents like Asia, Europe, and America, we still think that those goods, those products are better than ours. Therefore, we struggle so much for our goods to be consumed.
So you agree with your colleague that it's all about the mentality?
Yes, it is all about the mentality, and this mentality was planted into us by the foreigners who colonized us.
Well, I think it's up to you to change it then.
No, it is something that was carried from our ancestors onto us, because we were not part of colonization, but the fact that they carried it from there to us, we try to, but it is not really that easy and simple, because when you wear a foreign good, you feel like, oh, I'm superior, or I'm full of modernity and stuff, forgetting the African, the made in Africa clothes that you can also feel superior and modern in them.
So what do you think about what your colleague was saying, that we think that the foreigners' products are better than us in quality?
Oh no, I don't think so. I highly agree with my colleague here, who said that these foreigners or these imported goods are made from the materials imported now from Africa. Africa has the best quality of materials, raw materials to make anything. Let it be texture, let it be agriculture. We have the basis, we have the primary goods and everything needed. But the fact that we have that mentality that these foreign goods, these imported goods are better than us, ignoring the fact that the materials they used was got from Africa. Even the jewelries were gold. Gold is gotten from Africa. But when
everywhere.
when they take it the other side, they make a bracelet. You're like, oh my God, that bracelet is nice. Oh, it is from America. Oh, this and this brand made it. But then the material was made from Africa. So I don't feel like the quality. Maybe when we talk about where they can be superior to us is the mechanism or the technology they used to make these things.
Okay.
However, the materials, when we talk about materials that we have and the quality, if we use the materials we have best, or if we had the technology they had, we could produce the best quality that there could be.
Thank you very much. Melwin?
Now, let us say, staying on that point that we are arguing on right now. All of you tend to say that, it seems like all of you are saying that as long as us Africans, we have the material, we can provide better quality than people from outside of Africa. But like, if I may, let me say that I'm not sharing, we are not on the same page somehow. Because materials come directly from the earth already. Like even gold, like United States, they are producing gold also. They are having gold. We don't have, like, I don't know, don't you think accepting the fact that their product are superior to ours can make us make better product by trying to, use them as a model instead of just being arrogant and saying like, we are better than them? Why not learn from them? What do you think of it?
To achieve what they are achieving?
Yes, and achieve better, because all of us, we need models.
Oh, so you're trying to say that we are ignorant and we take it lightly by the fact that we know that they are being superior onto us, and you're like, oh no, they are being superior, but we have the best, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that actually is a learning point for us, because when we realize that we have the best, we try to improvise it the best way we can. That's why you're seeing that African industries are like growing, highly growing. When it comes to textile, you have seen clothes like made in Rwanda clothes, they're really good. When it comes to agriculture, we are very much trying to make it modern and produce the best we can. Yeah, when it comes to cosmetics, African still has the best quality so far. So it is not ignorance or anything. It is the fact that we acknowledge that they are superior, or they are having they have we have what it takes to produce. Therefore, we are going to learn to work like them, or even be better than them, by realizing that, oh, they're taking our things and they're being better than us. Okay, what if we use our things properly and actually be better than them?
Okay, Mr. Ushena, do you have something to say? You just joined us.
For me, I think in respect to what you were saying and in respect to your question as well, I feel like you said, we could learn from them as much as the raw materials or the resources are available, especially in Africa. I think one of the things I would want to say specifically to that is about the perception that people have. So if we really have to start embracing the products made in Africa, I think it has to start with us reshaping how people think about this product. And one of the ways we have to do that is through a proper packaging and branding. The reason why a lot of people feel like foreign products are better is, one, experience, secondly, branding, and then the third one should be, should we say, security, or should I say the concept of warranties, having a guarantee that if this thing doesn't work, I could be able to return it, get back the value of my money, or some other provisions that could be made for remedy for such deficiencies. So I think what we could do as a people, right, trying to encourage our people to use products made by us is, one, we need to change the way we see things, right? So we should open up to, now this is to the consumers, we should open them up to or encourage them to go ahead in buying products that are made in Africa, right? Then secondly, for the producers, it is one thing to produce, it's another thing to produce what people can trust. I think that is one of the bases where we need to do better, especially on the producers' end. We need to get them to a point where they can, they don't just produce, right? But they produce with the same credibility as such of the products that we use or we call foreign products, right? So if we can bring these products and measure it by the yardstick of what the average person or the average African calls a trusted, or should I say a better product, I think that is a step forward to what we are trying to do. So I think it's a two-way thing. Consumers we should encourage them to go ahead and buy products made in Africa, not out of pity. I think that's one thing we also need to do. We shouldn't just patronize these people because we feel pity for them. Oh, nobody's patronizing them, so let's do some good for them. No, it should be out of the place where we are not just supporting our own, but we are also trying to see how we can actually improve on what we already have by giving them feedbacks. Because if they don't hear the feedbacks from the products that they have been encouraged to buy, the producers want to know what to improve on. I think that's something. So as much as we are patronizing them, not out of pity, but out of the need for us to actually like get these products to the right people, we should also allow the producers to improve on it. I think that's basically what I have to say for now.
Okay, thank you.
So, at what extent do you guys think that the imported products has what influence these imported products has on the consumption of the local Africans in general?
Did you get the question?
Do you think about it? I mean, we are overly consuming these imported goods. So how do you think that this is affecting these made in Africa products, produced products? Considering even our products are good. I mean, have you guys seen the Nigerian Fashion Week? I saw it. It was amazing. You know, I've been seeing when you follow these fashion things, especially, you know, in this clothing thing, he has been talking about made in Rwanda and everything that he's wearing made in Rwanda, and we love it. We love to see it. That's part of the promoting the local brands, you know. So some people, they look up to these European standards, the Western standards, but they forget to come back and actually see what the local Africans are producing. So how do you guys think that overconsumption of imported products are affecting the local market of these made in Africa? Okay, Bruce.
So basically, I would like first to quote on the discussion which was here. normally I wouldn't say we are in the world of mindset. No, we're not. Because Africa itself, it's an open market. Though we are saying made in Africa, we're trying to expose ourselves on global markets, but remember that also our Africa is also open market for the world. So instead, we better focus to prepare the startups and other service and product providers to understand this market stream, what the African really needs, so they can come and compete all the global icons which are coming over our continent. So they must understand it's a pure competition. So they need to be tactical and know how we can penetrate and beat all these global brands. So back to your point, normally I would say on the influence which are being made with imported products on consumer behaviors, I will say that normally we have a perception which says like the imported goods, many people associate it as a high status. Like if I wear Prada, then within the community they'll say, wow, Bruce is wearing Prada. So many people still believes that there is an associated status when you are using the global brands. So it truly reflects on the perceptions everyone and each has along these global products, which means it's us on Africa to shift and say that even our local brands and other things are ready to emerge over the market. And also you can go influence other ecosystems like Europe or USA or South America. It's all about to understand that influence are being made by the way we present ourselves to the world, not I was going to be very harsh, but let me skip it. So, but we better need to understand the reality along the international trade ecosystem itself. So that will be my quote.
Before we proceed, I want us to enter the African youth around the world section. We're going to come back later, but for now, I want us to listen to the video of Angela Waters. She's from the United States and she likes to follow this program. She gave her ideas and her thoughts on the topic of tonight, Made in Africa promotion. And if the video is ready, can we please watch it? I guess we are having some technical issues. We are going to proceed with our African news section around the world. We can still proceed. Mr. Cedric, continue, no problem.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, my brother, for what shared with us. But on top of what he said, I would like to add that this kind of influence is mostly caused by this digital marketing. Things we see on social media, and for the people that we take as a role model in our life, or even some artists, maybe singers, maybe football famous people, when they put on some brands, we just also copy them. So this kind of mindset of Africa we have to copy from our role models also affect our product. And so this influence of this imported product is caused by these people, by this digital brand. These foreigner companies, they do a lot of branding, they do a lot of marketing, and even their brand is really strong and well known, especially around the world. But when you come in Africa, we don't know much of our African brands. If somebody put on African brands, they don't mention it, they just hide it, they don't talk about it. But I love the way His Excellency Paul Kagame did it in Rwanda. Whenever he's in a meeting, he put on Africa, made in Rwanda. So most of the people, after seeing him on the television, seeing him in meeting, putting on made in Rwanda, they say, wow, that's good, that's a good quality. If His Excellency is putting on made in Rwanda, why should I not put it on? So this also influence, this also promotes made in Rwanda. Not only made in Rwanda, but also made in Africa. If all Africans start to change their mind and put on their made in Africa, exactly, it will be like a brink. Most of Africans, they are going to put on made in Africa. Whether you're role models, whether you're big fans, you will also copy them. Because most of us nowadays in this generation, we love to copy. It's like copy and paste. When you're role model putting on something, immediately it happened as a brink. People started to put it on. But if we as Africans, you know that you are famous, you know you are influencers, you started to put in on made in Africa. Immediately, people who follows you on your social media, people who admire your doing, people who influenced by your work, they will also try made in Africa. This will promote made in Africa. This will dominate this kind of level of where we are talking about that imported product is influencing African. This will change. It will change, like African products will dominate this imported product. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cedric. I think the video is ready, so can they please put it on?
Good evening, Youth Time family. Africa is rich in resources, rich in wisdom, rich in culture, rich in creativity, and rich in young people with vision. The problem has never been Africa's potential. The challenge has been turning that potential into ownership, production, and real consumption. Far too long, Africa has exported raw materials and imported finished products. Yet the future changes when African people begin believing in African businesses, African technology, African fashions, African agriculture, and African innovations. Every time we support what is made in Africa, we are not only buying a product, we are investing in jobs, dignity, identity, and economic freedom. Young people must understand this. Africa does not need to wait for permission to become great. The ideas are already here, the talent is already here, the power is already here. An African proverb says, little by little, a little becomes a lot. So let's build, let's create, let us support one another, and let us transform Africa from a continent of potential into a continent of prosperity and participation. Thank you.
That's amazing. I think everyone heard the message. It was a very powerful message. Yeah, we need to work together to promote our products. On that topic, on that same topic, I want to learn from you. I want to hear from you. What do you think should be done to improve the trust of consumers into buying these African-made products?
Well, I think there should be media exposure. Like African-made products should be visually seen or be visually portrayed by media. Like these TV stations or media people, they should stop focusing on portraying a lot products from abroad. If you watch most TV shows, especially those ones that are into fashion and stuff, they usually portray brands of abroad, Prada, Chanel and stuff. But they forget that Africans also have their products that can be put out there and be admired by a lot of people. So I feel like that media should put African products out there so that they may be seen, because lately people are using internet, TVs and stuff. So I feel like it is easier that way. When people see African-made things, they'll be intrigued to know them and buy them.
That's amazing. Do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, so the very first thing I would say is customers are always right, if you can attest to that. It's a popular word. And the reason why I'm saying that is the fault has never been the consumers, right? For them not having trust for products or services, or in fact digital softwares that are being made in Africa. I think the problem is the fact that there is no enabling environment for producers to thrive, Right. Now, let's take a look at how some of the bureaucracies that happen in bodies, authorities that are supposed to license and certify some of these products. The processes involved are very tedious and sometimes it can be weakening. And imagine if a producer who goes ahead to say, okay, I actually want to certify this product. I want to get it established in such a way that the people sees that this is coming from a place where authorities that have been assigned to take care of this have reviewed this product and have certified it to be whatever it's supposed to work, right? That goes ahead before they eventually take the product to the market. If the bodies are not doing what they are supposed to do, and now it's not just doing it, but doing it efficiently and very fast, then I think the trust level for our consumers would be little to nothing would be added to it, right? So we need to get to the point where the government puts pressure on these bodies in order to speed up the processes for certification of these products so that people can find trust when this product goes into the market. That is the first. The second is the fact that the government is actually not enabling the producers with the right resources and partnerships. Now, it's one thing to build a beautiful product or create a beautiful product and decide to sell it out of the market. The truth is this: customers will not come to you. You have to go to them. And that's the truth. So if you want customers to, if you want to get customers to use your products, you have to take your products to them. And the truth is, for you to move that product, you need money.
Sure.
And not just money, you need partnerships. And like you said, we have some of our very famous people or role models that we look up to. Getting these people to share your products is a lot of money. It is a lot of connections. So I've seen a few people that money is not the problem. It's the connection that leads you to that person. So the access is so slow that at a point it seems as though it's not possible at all to connect with these people that are supposed to announce these products or share them. And the truth is this: people buy the perception of trust. So they don't really know or they don't really have an experience with the product. But because somebody they know, they believe to trust, is about to share this product, is already sharing or reviewing this product, it kind of gives them the perception that, okay, I can actually trust this product, even though I've not used it. So I think the government can help the producers in resources, money, loans, and in fact, if we talk about money, we shouldn't just talk about loans, we should talk about grants. People shouldn't spend all their lives building products and then paying back the government for the loans they took. The government should find ways to make accessible grants to a lot of these amazing producers, and not just making these grants available for them, but also reducing the flow to which reducing the access guards that have been set up to limit these people from getting the right partnerships for this product. If we can get these producers with the right partners, trust me, the trust is everywhere. It is just waiting for people to open it up or waiting for one person to announce that single product that is going to change the perception that people have towards it. And I think that is one thing that a government, the people, or in fact the capitalists within the country, or should I say within the continent as a whole, is yet to start doing. And once we start doing it, trust me, the trust will skyrocket and it's going to be mind-blowing. I think that's what I have to say. Thank
Do
you.
you have anything to add on?
Yeah, thank you so.
No problem, go ahead.
Yes. So what I can add on for what the other has said is, first of all, African business have to first focus on good quality than quantity. When you produce a lot of quantity without focusing on quality, people will, you will destroy your reputation, you will destroy the image, and even the value of your quality will be low because you are producing a lot. So this is also what we can learn from this imported product. Their product, they produce few, they just produce low quality, few quality, but with high, the low quantity, but with high quality. This means that in Africa, most of the industries, they focus on producing a lot of things, but without focusing on the quantity. So the second thing is about government and even private sector. They have to focus on these certifications. When you provide this standard certification to the finished product, we also convince the consumers to trust your product, to say that this product is really good, this product have standard marks from our government. We can take an example from Rwanda. In Rwanda, recent time they did some kind of diminishing and closing some industries which were producing some products, but without focusing on standard of their quality, of their quantity. This also can be good example for African business to keep forcing industries and businesses to get certificate over their product. Because once you have a certificate of the good quality, of the standard international standardization, this will convince the customer, this will convince even the consumers to trust your product and say, oh, this company, this industry, this businessman, they have trusted by our government. They have been trusted by our African leaders that their product is on good standard. Thank you.
That's amazing, Cedric. Do you have anything to add on?
Yes, I think what my colleagues here have said. There is a saying that goes, trust is earned in droplets and lost in buckets. Mm-hmm. So with trust comes transparency. Mm-hmm. Let's not just talk about being helped doing this and that, quantity, quality. Let's go through transparency. Most of the time, people trust what they can relate with. So with transparency, I'll give an example. Let's say we create a blockchain system where every product can be bookkept. And with just scanning, let's say, a QR code on a coffee bag, everyone can see where it was grown all the way to how to go to him. Through that, if you as a producer, you know that the consumer can get the full information of the production of the product is going to consume. The trust comes from there. If you know that you're transparent enough that anyone who's going to consume your product is okay to show him the way it was made, where it was grown, or how it was made, now you're on the right track. And with that comes people. If I trust something, I recommend to my friends, I'll recommend to others.
That's true.
And that will be easier with the influencers and whoever wants to support the Made in Africa. So from what I would say is, first focus on being transparent. And with that, the government and whoever wants to support will have where to start from.
That's true.
Okay. Do you have something to say?
Well, first of all, I would love to thank my colleagues. They're very wise. They're very wise, really. Well, I believe that African continent is the biggest percentage, if I'm to say, is made of the youth. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if the youth are involved in these things, those youths that are proud of their country, that are proud of their culture and stuff, if they're involved in this Made in Africa business, if they are able to dress up like Africans, if they're able to dress up in clothes made by Africans, even the others, you know, these other people follow the youth trend or the young people trend. So if this, my friend here wears this shirt, he looks very smart, he is going to go home. His father is going to see him and is like, oh, my son, you're very smart. I like your shirt. Where did you get it from? Oh, I got it from town. He goes and buys the same shirt. So I feel like the youth can also influence this Made in Rwanda, Made in Africa thing to go on and grow. Yeah.
Bruce, you have something to say?
Yeah, for me, I won't be too much technical. I'll try to be straightforward. Basically, let's ask ourselves, like, do you think Made in Africa is for Africans or is for the world? Are we trying to say this word for the world or for Africans? To get the right answer for that, I will ask you, like, do you think Made in China is meant for Chinese or for the world? To get that in a real sense, do you think Visit Rwanda is meant for Rwandans or for the world? So to serve the world, so now you get the answer. Made in Africa is made for the world, not for Africans. To serve the world means you need to meet the global standards. what the global market is saying. So we need to develop startups which sits on the foundation with a vision into the global markets.
Without interrupting you,
Yes.
without interrupting you, saying that made in Rwanda is not made for Rwandans but for the world, or saying that made in Africa is not made for Africans but for the world, you need to understand that consumption starts here.
Starts at home.
The foreigners will not see, will not buy it, or will not be convinced if even you guys don't like it. Right? So how are you going to convince the foreigner to take something that you are not taking?
So I'll be very, I'm not denying when it comes to this. Do you know Tekino?
I do.
Has anyone who has traveled in China or something?
No, not yet.
So here's the harsh reality. Most of the biggest icon brands like made in China, they get even more surprised when they come here. They found that there are products which highlights made in China, and for them they have never seen it. They're like, we don't produce this quality. For them, for a brand like Tekino, not going to find out it's not being used that high in China. So it means they understand how market really goes. Who are we serving to? If our base demands is in Africa, what do Africa needs? What they are in terms of affordability, quality, durability. So we are not going to enforce about positioning ourselves along all this kind of mentality and other things. We better understand what the market wants from us. If we know that, we can vision and shape what truly markets needs.
That's true.
So if we are trying to mobilize our wheelings, I mean our shirts and other art crafts, we need to understand, like, someone from America is going to, why is he going to like this shirt? How is it being presented to him? Our president is going to wear that. And when he saw once, twice, wearing this shirt, also, wow. Our things are very good, but the way are being represented, they are not more convincing to our clients, they mean our consumers. So I will encourage everyone and these who are coming in the entrepreneur circle just to have this real mindset of building something which is going to serve the world. Though we are saying we need, of course, if I said world, it starts with home. No, I didn't, though I said that, I didn't mean we are doing things for the world, not for ourselves. World is us, we are part of the world.
True.
So we won't limit our niche and say, Africa. I get it. But again, I start with that vision to serve the world. If you meet the global standards, then you'll be good. You'll be delivering things which are representing itself. You'll be able to mobilize fundings. And a very harsh reality along this court, if you look along all the biggest brands we have here, they are not built on grants. I don't know why we always say grants, sponsorship. Go to Microsoft, go to Prada, go to Chanel. Have you ever heard a story which sits on grants or sponsorship? I understand it might be the new transition which is coming in, but again, the ownership, it's something else we need also to consider. That would be my quote on that.
Interesting.
Coming on the fact that made in Africa is made firstly for Africa but have to extend to the world. One of the common issues that Africa is facing in those things of made in Africa, of producing made in Africa, it's that most of the time the prices are high compared to what the exterior is selling us. For instance, look at China. What they are making, it's good quality at low price. How can Africa produce good quality and also by the same time reduce the prices of product? That is my question.
Considering these days that we are dealing with inflation and stuff like that.
I don't think that we mainly need to compete price-wise with China right now. I don't think that's the main thing we need to look at right now. because we are talking about an economy that has been producing, that has built a production ecosystem over a long time, that has a roadmap, that has created a well-made from route from raw materials to finishing. We are talking about a country that's producing for companies from other Western countries. So I don't think right now what we need to look at is pricing. We have a very different advantage, and that is being on the ground. That ground that you're talking about is made in Africa. In Africa, we're in Africa right now. So it's easy for us to understand the problems here and pinpoint on exactly the solutions that relate directly to the problems here. I'll give you an example. I'm in EdTech. We are creating education-related materials made in Africa for Africans. It doesn't mean that the pricing will be better than others from the Western, but the value that we are creating is the value that we understand. It's from a problem that most of us has already lived. So it's easier for us to provide the right value to the problem. So I think that's the point we need to look at first. Are we giving the value, the right value to the problems? Are we providing value? Our products are of the right value. If that's right, I know very well people will pay for the right value.
Okay.
And then with that, the reason it's easier for Chinese to bring here products that are cheaper, we still have cross-border problems in Africa, where moving things from Rwanda, let's say, to Nigeria is harder than getting them from China to here.
Logistic problem.
Yeah, logistic problems. Though it is trying to be solved through the African Continental Free Trade Area, but with time, small by small, everything will be solved. By right now, what we can do is everyone where he is, where they are, just provide value to whatever you're serving, to your products. With that, when time comes, when the borders are free to move, then you have even the right product to take from your place to the other African countries. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have something to say?
Yeah, thank you so much. So on top of what my brother has said, I would love to add that we Africa, before competing with this imported product, we need to understand what do we Africa need. Because once we understand what we Africa need to buy, we Africa need to consume, we as a young entrepreneurs and even some businesses in Africa, they will find this solution. Because we first understand the problem that we are facing, we first understand the struggles that our consumers they are facing, then we produce the product, we produce the services, we produce the innovation that will be enough, that will be satisfied to our consumers first in Africa. Then after understanding and after finding the solution, we will build the brand. There, we will also be like American. You know, these people from abroad, they build brand. Whenever you see Nike, there is an image will come in your mind. Whenever you see Chanel, there is an image. Whenever you see Gucci, there is an image that will come in your mind. But we Africa, we also need to build a brand where you will pass by anyone on the street and say, wow, that brand is from Africa. Wow, that brand is from there, in the country, in Africa. Then after brand, now we are ready to compete because we will be known by African consumers. But now, people they don't know, their brands, their product, they are still in a secret. They are still known by few people. How can we compete with them? They are higher. They're using high technology in digital marketing. Okay, on social media, when you open TikTok, when you open YouTube, when you open Instagram, they are there. When you open Facebook, this imported brand, they are there. They are advertising. So we as African, it will be rare to see some brands in Africa doing this kind of marketing. So we still have a lot of journey. To be honest, yes, Africa, we are ready. We have raw materials. We have ideas. We have young entrepreneurs who are really ready to do some changes in Africa, who have these Pan-Africanism ideas in their life. But we still have a lot to do. First of all, we don't know what Africa needs. You are there, you are producing a solution, but once you introduce to the people, to the audience, they will not buy it. Why? They don't know. They don't know if you understand what they are looking for. If you want to build something for education, first see how students they are struggling. Then you will know what to do next. And then building the brand, using this social media, promote your product, promote on social media, on influencers, then things will work. There we will be ready. We'll be ready to compete with these imported products like Gucci, Nike, all of them, you name it. Now we will be ready to dominate this product on African continent. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Last word.
So in respect to your question about how the prices are different, especially how prices of things made or products made in Africa seems as though they are much more higher, or should I say much more costlier than the ones being imported from, should I say, first world countries, if I should put it that way. I think the problem, one, is logistics. I believe that the logistics within Africa is so fragmented. You would attest to the fact that traveling across Africa is more expensive than traveling outside of the continent of Africa. And that's a very crazy reality that we are living in. And it's very pathetic to say, because it's supposed to be cheaper, right? It's supposed to be cheaper. For instance, from Rwanda to Kenya is just less than an hour. That's, let's say, let's assume there are some turbulences on air. That should take you maybe, let's say, 45 minutes to get there, right? But you would not imagine that the cost of traveling from Rwanda to Kenya is actually much more. It's like 2x of what it takes to travel from Rwanda to Dubai. And that is crazy. And it's a very harsh reality for us. So I believe that the logistics is so fragmented in such a way that it is incapacitating our producers. So now, also, if you look through, what's it called, the production capital that is needed to produce some of these things, it is crazy. One, for instance, a lot of African countries don't have lights. Reliable lights. So imagine somebody who doesn't have reliable lights goes ahead to, let's assume, makes use of fuel or diesel and buys, especially right now that everything is there's a price hike in fuel or things like this gas, and this person goes ahead to produce with this expensive. You don't expect the person to go ahead to sell you for the price of what China is going to sell. It doesn't happen because the environment is not enabling them, right? So they are basically on a chokehold, if I should use that word. And I believe like the government has a lot of work to do. I think that's my point. Has a lot of work to do, because you wouldn't expect a private person or a private sector to go ahead to build a sustainable power system, or should I say reliable power infrastructure for the people. No, that's one. Secondly, capital. It's a lot. One of my colleagues here said something about people who have built something have not really built it on grants and all of that. Actually, that's not true. If you actually check the records, one thing that is consistent with everyone who has built something of meaning or built a product of meaning that has lived across the years is funding. You can't do without it. And the funny thing about this, and the harsh reality too, is the fact that the the easiest, in fact, it's not actually the easiest, but should I say the most possible way for a producer or for someone who is creating or a creator, right, to get funding is through loans. And the harsh reality is that the interest rate is outrageous at certain points. There is no form of angel investment that is consistent in this side of the world. There is no grants by, let's say, already developed, or should I say, sustainable companies like the likes of popular companies like Dangote. He's actually that's the company of the richest man in Africa. Some of these platforms are yet to provide consistent funding to the average person who is looking to create. And if there is no funding, and then the logistics is in shambles, and then the production needs, or should I say capital, are nowhere to be found, I believe it's going to be very hard for us to reduce the price or even come to a point where we can compete with these people from the second world, or should I say products from the first world countries. So I think the government has a lot of work to do. As much as they are doing, the private sector also has a lot of work to do. If you see a producer who is creating something amazing, give them funding. There's angel investment, there is venture capital, lots of them. Find a way to support somebody with the right resources they need. And the government has a lot to do in terms of logistics. And just to finalize on this, I also believe that for us to get to that point where distribution is no longer a problem in Africa for products that we create here, I believe that we need to come to a point where the heads of governments in every Africa creates a pipeline that allows for the easier transmission or transfer of certifications that builds trust. For instance, if you certify your products here in Rwanda to say it's trusted, it's worth it, like people should buy it, it has been reviewed by this specific authority, it is harder to also take it from here with that same certification to Nigeria. So if you have to move that product from here to Nigeria, the certification process has to repeat itself again. There is no pipeline that allows the seamless flow of that certification, and I believe is a problem. So if we can solve that pipeline issue, for us to move products that have already been certified in one country to the next African country, I believe we can actually make a headway in distributing this product in such a way that the demand become higher and the prices falls, especially, and I believe that should bring a balance to us to compete with other products outside of Africa. So I think that's my opinion on that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uchenna. I'm going to take that point that you said to build out on the conclusion that we have right now. So, truth be told, Made in Africa is amazing. As Africans, we need to work together to support our products, to support the growth of the African companies in general. We all have a role to play. We all have something to do. We have to work together to promote each other, so that we can even reach the global scale, the global market, and the global standards. Yes, the global standards. So, Melvin, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sangwa.
Please clap for yourself, guys. This was amazing. It was an amazing debate. It was amazing having you guys here tonight. You guys gave great points, great opinions. Yeah, you guys are very wise. In the words of your colleague, you guys are very, very wise. It's always a pleasure to have wise people with us. So thank you very much. Clap for yourself, please. So anyways, for everyone who has been watching, guys, I hope that you guys have been listening. To all the Africans, wherever you are, it is your job, it is your duty to promote your products. If you want to grow, you need to promote your products. We need to set that standard high. Work together, just as much as the government, promote and help these people who are building the startups to grow. We need your help. We need you guys to be more invested in what we are doing. So, same time, same place. See you next Thursday. Bye-bye. Thank you.